Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What up, Talkin fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Friday Night Panel with me. Usually I'm joined by a bunch of people, but we got some people running late, so I thought I'd just get it started off here and run down on these fights that are happening this weekend, guys. I'm pretty excited. Not only do we have Devin Haney and Kambosos Jr. fighting, we got Steve Fulton in action, we got Kenichi Ogawa in action, and these cards are gearing up to look like it's going to be a lot of fun, man, this weekend for all these fights. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run down on all these cards while I'm waiting for the other guys to come and join me. And if they don't come and join me by the end of it, then I guess, the Friday night panel was all me and only me today. And just bear with me, guys. You're just going to hear me ramble on a lot like I do. You know I do. So here it is, man. All right, first up, guys, we have Ogawa and Cardona squaring off at Motor Point Arena in Cardiff, Wales, June the 4th, guys. Joe Cardona will challenge Kenichi Ogawa for the IBF Super Featherweight World title. This is a great fight, man. I do like both these kids. Welshman Cardona, who's 14-0 with 8 KOs, a former British and Commonwealth champion at lightweight, dropped down in weight to super feather after handing his his counterpart, Gavin Gwen, a first loss at the O2 Arena in August of 2019. The Welsh Wizard captured the WBA Continental 130-pound title against Mexico's Mario Enrique Tinoco at the Casino de Monte Carlo in November of 2019 before suffering a hand injury that kept him out of the ring throughout 2020. So now he's determined to make up for lost time. The now 30-year-old stacked up 3 wins in an active 2021, including a stunning first-round knockout victory over Chicago's Joshua Hernandez at Matchroom Fight Camp in the summer, if you guys can remember. And now sits at number 3 at the super featherweight with the IBF. And then we have Japan's Ogawa, who's 26-1 and 1 with 18 KOs, claimed the vacant red and gold 130 world title by overpowering the dangerous Fuzili in a wide points decision at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden, New York, last November, dropping the South African in rounds 5 and 12. The 34-year-old from Tokyo is on the hunt for unification fights and represents a sizable step up in class for Rio 2016 Olympian Cardona, having only tested defeat once in 29 professional bouts, a stoppage loss at the hands of Mayoshiya at Korikin Hall back in August of 2012. And then, guys, on this undercard, we got Manchester's Zelfa Barrett. Definitely like watching this kid fight, man. 27-1 with 16 KOs. He is ranked number 2 with the IBF, and he's looking to build. He's looking to build on his impressive win over Australia's Bruno Temeril on the Parker versus Chisora 2 undercard when he challenges European super featherweight Kurbanov, who's 19-3 with 3 knockouts, a former opponent of Cardona. So, guys, I can't wait for this one. This one's looking like it's really good. We also got some great guys on this undercard. We have, Dalton Smith is taking on Jose Lopez in a super light match. We got Sky Nicholson taking on Gabriela Bouvet for the women's feather. And then we have Gamal Yafi versus, I believe it is Sean Cairns. And then we got some guys that are up and coming here, as well. Joe Morgan, 3-0. Ben Crocker, 3-0. We have a debut of I guess it's Monique Bo and Cryan Jones. So we got some good kids coming up on this undercard. And this one gets off underway very early, guys. This one is scheduled for a 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. So, guys, set your reminders. Definitely going to want to watch this one. Can't wait to see Joe Cordona versus Kenichi Ogawa. It's going to be a great fight. Then in action, we have on Saturday, June the 4th, we have Steve Fulton, Unified WBC and WBO Super Bantam World Champion Steve Fulton Jr. will battle former Unified Champion Danny Roman in a matchup between two of the sport's most consistently crowd pleasing fighters.
I was about to say, this is an underrated fight right there. That is an underrated fight that people are not talking about it. Even for myself, I knew earlier. I remember early on in your week, and then you just reminded me of it now. Like I'm even guilty of forgetting about it. But Fulton versus Roman is going to be exciting.
Yes.
These guys are not household names, but they're like household names within the boxing industry. So you guys really need to make sure you pay attention to this fight right here. Which card is that on? What and what
these guys are headlining. This is a Showtime card. This one gets underway at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, be on the lookout for this one. This really is a underrated fight. Born and raised in West Philadelphia. The Fresh Prince song just went in my head as I said that. But yes, we have Steve Fulton in West Philadelphia.
Born and raised.
Exactly. We gotta calm down. We might have to owe royalties or something if we start singing.
Copyrighted for that.
Yeah, exactly. But Steve Fulton, who's 20-0 with 8 KOs, faced an impressive competition while rising up the 122-pound rankings to earn the opportunity that saw him become world champion and eventually unified champion. In his last 14 fights, the 27-year-old has beaten 8 previously undefeated fighters. After taking the title from Angelo Leo in January of 2021, he edged out Brandon Figueroa in November to unify titles in one of the year's best and most action-packed fights. Trained in his hometown and by coach Wahid Rahman, Fulton has displayed a sublime boxing skills that have allowed him to dominate opponents of varying styles and control fights from start to finish. Then, ranked in the top 5 by the WBC, WBO, and IBF, Roman, who's 28-3-1 with 10 KOs, will have a chance to regain his unified 122-pound championship. This 31-year-old from Los Angeles has won back-to-back fights, earning unanimous decision victories over Juan Carlos and Ricardo Espinoza Franco in May of 2021. Roman first became world champion in 2017, where he stopped Shun Kubo for the WBA title. Roman will go on to unify titles by beating TJ Donnie for his IBF strap in 2019 before losing a narrow split decision to Alkhemedov in January of 2020. And then we have, now based in Minneapolis, Morel, if you guys know, 6-0, 5 KOs, has shown off the the way he's talented, man, with this 6-0s, and 5 KOs. That made him a standout in Cuba's iconic amateur scene. Since arriving stateside in 2019, the 24-year-old has captured an interim title by dominating then unbeaten Lennox Allen in August of 2020. Morel, who trains in Texas with renowned coach Ronnie Shields, thrilled the crowd at the Armory in his adopted hometown twice in 2021. He stopped the previously unbeaten Mario Cesares in one round in June before dominating veteran contender Altenz Fox on his way to the 4th round stoppage in December. Then we got the 31-year-old Hernandez, who's 15-1-1 with 11 KOs, has won 3 of his last 4 bouts, including 3 stoppage victories in 2021. He's a native of Fort Worth, Texas. Henderson bounced back from a decision loss against unbeaten Isaiah Steen to stop Robert Burwell in his most recent outing in October. Henderson turned pro in 2016, winning his first 12 bouts before a majority draw against Polana in December of 2019. So this is, I'm liking this one, man. I'm liking this. Steve Fulton, very underrated. Daniel Roman, underrated. Nobody's really talking about this, man. And then we got David Morrell taking on Calvin Henderson. This is a great card as well. We got some very young up-and-comers here, man. There's a bunch. We got Jose Sanchez. We got Beck. Honestly, I don't even know how to pronounce this one. I'm really bad at this one. Nurmagomedov. He's 6-0, taking on Kalen Wheeler. Another one to watch out for on this one is Trayvon Marshall. Trayvon Marshall is taking on Marcus Washington. Trayvon Marshall's 5-0, looking to keep his unbeaten record. And then, we got Malik Warren in here as well, who's looking to stay undefeated. So, guys, there's a lot of good up-and-comers on this card that we get to watch. We definitely are going to have a lot of fun with this one. Ray, what's up, brother? Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
How you doing, man? I'm doing great. I can't complain. We got lots of fights to watch this weekend.
Which fight are you most looking forward to this weekend, right?
Probably. You just touched on it. The Roman Stephen Fulton fight's going to be a cracking fight.
Oh, yes.
I think the winner of that fight has to take on the Uzbek MJ, to see who's going to be the best super bantamweight in the world. The lightweight fight on Sunday. It's going to be on Sunday in the UK. That's intriguing. Kambosos and Haney. It's an interesting fight for Joe Cordina as well. Let's see if he can win a world title in Wales. I'm looking forward to seeing David Morrell as well. Super middleweight. This guy's got a lot of hype. A lot of good people who know their boxing talking about him. So there's plenty of good fights to be looking for this weekend.
Definitely.
I just hope they don't clash at the same time, like the main events are, because some of these cards, like we're looking forward to a lot of the undercard fights too. It's not just the main event. So it's the only thing I'm worried about, man. Obviously these promoters don't really care to work with each other, but I wish they would at least work with each other as far as scheduling. Like, don't schedule your friggin' two big fights on the same friggin' night, man. Like,
yeah, that's the one thing about being a boxing fan. It's not like following basketball or baseball or American football or soccer where you're guaranteed to see your team every week. You wait 6 months to see a boxer and you find out he's fighting on the same night as your other favorite boxer. You know what I mean? It's like it's like picking between your two children. You know what I mean? Which one do you like more? It's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. But I guess this is where satellite TV comes into play. You can record one guy, you can catch another guy on a stream, and then catch another guy on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's what you're gonna have to do. You're just gonna have to be smart about it.
Definitely. I've got my recorder already set. I got my laptop out, and I'll have my cell phone, so I'm not missing any of the action that's going to happen this weekend for sure. Let's talk about the Kambosos Devin Haney, man. This is a great one. Kambosos, who's born and raised in Sydney, returns to the Friendly Down Under confines for the most significant boxing match in Australian history. Event organizers hope to break the Australian attendance record of 51,026 set by the 2017 Manny Pacquiao Jeff Horn super fight in Brisbane. Kambosos, we all know, of Greek descent. And
so this crowd is breaking the Pacquiao and Horn record?
That's what they're hoping. They're hoping that the 51,026 that was set by 50. That fight is going to be broken by this one coming. This one's promoted by DeBella Entertainment, Ferocious Promotions, Top Rank, Devin Haney Promotions, and Duco Events, NTEG Sport. Wow. Like, how many promoters can you have on one deal? You know what I mean? Devin Haney Promotions recently entered into a multi-fight co-promotional pack with DeBella Entertainment and Top Rank. So this one's got a lot of hands there.
Here's a question, for both of you guys, actually. Mike, what time is it? Is it going to be regular time for us? And Ray, what time is it going to be for you guys, the Haney fight?
4 o'clock Sunday morning.
Jesus Christ.
So, but then again, that's what time the American fights are. So.
Yeah.
If there's a big fight in America, it usually comes on in the UK about anywhere between 3 in the morning and 5 in the morning.
Man. For UK, you gotta be a dedicated boxing fan to be.
So I think the way this is going on, it's going to be. I think it's going to be the middle of the day for the Australians, or like in the afternoon.
I think because
for us, it's 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
So 9
Yeah.
p.m. But so they're probably going to walk out probably about 10:30, 11 then.
Yeah, I think it's set. They say that it should be around 11 o'clock. Yeah, main event ring walks approximately 11 p.m. Eastern. So
Isn't that standard for you guys though?
yeah, that's standard. There's no
9 or
difference.
10, usually
That's
9
what I'm
or
saying.
10.
It's the same for us in the UK. It's no different from what we would usually see if we were watching a big American fight. The only difference is in Australia, but time wise, it's no different really.
Yeah, no, it's not. I can't wait. There's some good fights on this undercard too. Jason Maloney. I've been following this kid, Junior Fa, another kid to look out
Yeah,
for.
Andrew Maloney's fighting as well. Jason
Those are the
Slimber.
twins. Those are the twins.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how those guys get on. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Maloney boys get on. And Junior Farr, I'm not too. I'll be honest with you guys. I can get up for that one because he's fighting Lucas Brown, and Lucas Brown for me is finished.
Lucas Brown is a great fighter.
I don't think he's gotten any more, Mike. I don't think he's gotten any more. If I'm being honest with you, he's had some heavy losses, and I just don't think he's gotten any more. And Junior Farr didn't impress me against Joseph Parker. So it's not a fight that fills me with a lot of anticipation and intrigue. But I want to see how the Maloney boys are getting on. I think they're in an interesting division, both of those guys, and I'm looking forward to those fights.
Before we continue saying what up to Bone Kiki in the chat, I was about to ask you who you got, Haney or Cambosa. Says you said Haney time, so I guess you're going for Haney. But what I want to know, well, let's go through this undercard first, and then get back to the main event because I want to know specifically how you're predicting the fight's going to go, not just winner or loser. But let's get into a little bit of details after we go through the undercard.
Well, I want to tell you who I'm looking forward to on this undercard, man. Has to be Hemi Ahio. If you guys don't know about him, he's 18-0, man. I've watched this guy for a little while. He's from New Zealand. He's 31. This guy packs a nice punch, man. 18-0, 13 knockouts, taking on I don't even know Christian. I don't even know how to pronounce it, man. Tsoi, Tsoye, Tsoi. I guess that's how it's spelled. This is a good one, man. I like this kid, Hemi Ahio. He packs a punch, man. He definitely can knock some people out. He's exciting to watch. I'm excited for that one. Also, our friend, man, our friend that we've interviewed many times is going to be on this one, who we talked to a lot, and that's Amari Jones, man. Amari Jones is taking on Huda, and he's looking to stay undefeated, man. 5-0, looking to improve, and he's very exciting to watch as well. And then we got a bunch of debuts on this one. So I definitely will be watching this one from start to finish, just watching these prospects up and coming, man. But let's go back to it. Let's talk. Let's dive into depth about this Kambosos. Can't hear you.
My bad. I was about to say, and most of these prospects we've featured on Knuckle Up every day at 4:00. So
yes.
I guess I'll just go first real quick. Even though he's going into foreign territory with 50,000 people in attendance, I'm going with Haney by unanimous decision. But I think he's going to win unanimous, but it's going to be closer than the scorecards look because it's going to be close rounds. But there are going to be a lot of close rounds, but I believe Haney will win those close rounds. Here's a big one. I'm predicting Haney will get dropped. But he will still be able to get up and finish the fight strong.
Wow.
Kind of like Fury versus Wilder. So that's my prediction. Haney by unanimous, close rounds. Haney will get dropped, but still get up and finish the round strong.
What are you predicting, Ray?
I'm going for Kambosos. I think Devin Haney's going to need a terrific pinpoint, strong jab to keep the pressure off. Kambosos Jr. is ferocious. That's his nickname. He's quick. He's got the power. He throws on the inside. Devin Haney doesn't like inside fighting. And what you've got to remember as well is styles make fights.
That's right.
Styles make fights, and I think people forget that. I think what the other thing to look at is, as a general rule of thumb, it's not always the truth, but as a general rule of thumb, pressure fighters tend to do well against boxers because boxers don't have the power to keep them off.
Right.
I can't see Devin Haney having the power to keep Kambosos off. I think he'll struggle. I think he's going to need a lot of lateral movement, and he's going to a jab which is also is offensive as well as defensive. And what I mean by that is his jab's got to be able to keep Kambosos off, make Kambosos reset, but also to defend himself from the barrage of attacks he's going to be under. He's got to be able to pump out a jab as well in 2s and 3s, and then work off the back of that jab. If he can do that successfully, then yeah, you could argue he wins the fight. I just can't see him doing it. I looked. I mean, people talk about the Jojo Diaz fight, etc. But when you look at it properly, Jojo Diaz isn't on the scene like Kambosos is. I'm not saying Kambosos is the next up and coming. I just think that he is a class above. I saw him against Lee Selby, and I saw him against previous fight. I think he's a better fighter than Jojo Diaz. I think he's a better fighter than what he's been given credit for. So it wouldn't surprise me if Kambosos wins this fight.
Mike, before you say your thing, just real quick on that. Ray, you're exactly right that pressure fighters do good against boxers because boxers have a tough time keeping those pressure fighters off them.
Yeah.
If you don't have the skills to keep that pressure fighter off you, right? Like you said, Haney better make sure his jab is well and working, pumping it at different tempos, a hard jab, a fast jab to mix it up. So George Kambosos just doesn't have the confidence to just walk him down. Go ahead, Mike.
That's exactly right, Cedric, and that's why you're the coach on the show. You know, because at the end of the day, if Haney's jab is less than 10 out of 10, he's going to have problems. Because although he's a physically bigger guy as well, don't forget he's a physically bigger guy in this fight. Kambosos Jr. is going to be able to see those jabs coming. He get those jabs pretty good. So it's an intriguing matchup, but I'll let Mike finish off.
Yeah, honestly, I like Kambosos. I'm with you, Ray. I don't believe Haney has the power to stop him. He definitely needs to have a 10 out of 10 jab all night long just to keep him off. Also, got to take into consideration is Devin in the right place head-wise? His father's not there with him.
Yes. No. His dad got a visa like just a couple hours ago. Yeah,
okay, 2 or 3 hours ago. 2 or 3 hours ago, he got the visa, so he's going to be there in time.
Yeah, okay, so that whole situation helped Haney because he went over there thinking like already with the mentality like, okay, my dad's not here, I got to be even more focused. So he was already in that mentality. Now his dad's going to be there. Now he's even more confident. Yeah. And you're exactly, Mike. You're exactly right. He doesn't have the power to knock out Kambosos. That's why I said unanimous decision. But I just believe you guys might be right too. You know, we don't know what's gonna happen. But I just believe
we'll see tomorrow starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, won't we?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, honestly, I'm with you, Ray. I'm saying, Kambosos, can't sleep on this kid, man. He's ferocious. He definitely has the tools in his repertoire to hand anybody a loss that stands in front of him. Honestly, Haney just doesn't have the power to put him away, and that's what you're going to need to pull out a W here. Honestly, to pull out the W, you need to stop him. If it's going the distance, I'm giving it to Kambosos for sure, man. The only way that Haney's come through with the victory here is knocking him out and finishing the fight. So, I'm saying Kambosos Jr. I like watching this kid. You heard it here. We'll see tomorrow, won't we, Cedric?
Yes, we will.
Do you guys want to touch on any of the other cards going on here? Or?
Real quick, is Donaire and Inoue this weekend too?
That is on the 7th, guys.
On Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up
Tuesday.
Well, listen, and it's also 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Yes, you heard that right. So June 7th, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Inoue and Donaire 2. This one's going to be a good one, man. Honestly, Inoue, Donaire will meet in a title unification rematch Tuesday. This one's good, man. It's in Japan. Inoue and Donaire first fought in November of 2019. And we know what's going on here. This one, Inoue's what, 22-0, 19 KOs, 3-weight world champion, won the WBC light flyweight title in April 2014, and ascended to pound for pound prominence with dominant runs at junior bantam and bantamweight. And at one point, Inoue had a championship streak of 7 consecutive knockouts against fighters who had never been stopped before. He joined the bantamweight ranks in May of 2018 with a devastating first-round stoppage over Jamie McDonald. 1 year later, he knocked out Emmanuel Rodriguez in 2 rounds to win the IBF world title. And since unifying the IBF and WBA belts versus Donaire, Inoue has knocked out Jason Maloney, Des Marinas, and Dipen. So this one's looking good.
What it is, Mike? When you read out the facts, you just pump me up. You just get me ready. I just feel it's a bit like Mike Buffer when Michael Buffer's giving out the introductions and he's reading up all the achievements of the fight. I just want to do the sort of get ready.
I know, right? I just get you hyped up, ready for these.
Yeah,
big
man,
fights,
you get me hyped for that fight because that's a big fight. Man. That's a big
It is a big fight, man. This is a huge fight. We got Donaire. He's 42-6, 39-year-old future Hall of Famer. He won his first world title flyweight in 2007. Experienced a career rebirth since moving down from featherweight following the decision defeat to Carl Frampton in 2018. He earned stoppages over Ryan Burnett, Stefan Young in his first 2 bantamweight contests before stepping up to face Inoue. Donaire before showed no ill effects from the 12-round shootout with Inoue, returning last May to upset Nordine Ubois. I can't even pronounce that one. Sorry, guys.
The only thing I would say about that one is the Ryan Burnett when he was injured. Burnett was injured. He's back went and then Donaire won. But what I'd say about Donaire as well is he's going through what we call an Indian summer. Yeah. He's at the latter stages of his career, really. Yes. And he's had some terrific wins. And when you look back, it was only a few years ago he fought Carl Frampton and lost.
Yeah.
And then look what Donaire's kind of went and done. He's been on a phenomenal run, but I just don't see him beating Inoue, who for me is a pound for pound champion.
Yeah, definitely. I think Inoue's walking away with this one. I like watching this kid. He truly is the monster. His ability in that ring and the way he puts together his combos, his ring IQ, the angles that he plays, the levels, and then he's just got power, man. He's got power for such a small guy. Inoue's no joke. He's no joke at all. And I think this is going to be a good one. I don't think it's going the distance. I think this one's going to be a stoppage.
No, I think Inoue's probably, in my opinion, be interesting to see what Cedric says. But he's definitely in my top 5 punchers in boxing today. Yeah,
definitely. Cedric, what do you want to say about this one? You got any comments to add?
Donaire, I mean, he's on a nice little run lately, doing it for the old guys. I think he's 39. He's one of the oldest after George Foreman. I think he's probably like second as far as oldest winning a world championship. So, we'll see how far he can take this. Obviously, he already fought. He knew what happened the first time he lost, obviously, but was it close?
Can't remember. Yeah, it was relatively close.
It was relatively close.
You got to remember, Inoue had a broken orbital bone.
So I'm assuming it's because of the way he's looked lately that got him a second shot at Inoue. And so I mean he's got some momentum on his side, but not age and time. So we'll see. Bernard Hopkins had to learn the hard way when it was time to quit. Right, he was looking good up until that point, until he fought Joe Smith and
he fell out the ring.
The swim dive off the side of the ring. So you don't want that to happen. So it's always tricky with the older fighters when you're at that 38, 39, 40-year-old range. But you still look at yourself in the mirror and still think you got it. You might tell yourself you still got it, but physically you're not sure.
Yeah, true. His younger brother is also on this card. Takuma Inoue is taking on Furusha. This one's for the WBO Asia Pacific Super Bantam title and the Japanese Super Bantam title. And then also Andy Hiroka, who is undefeated, 19-0 in the Super Light, is taking on Shun Akawa. And that's for the Japanese Super Light title. The rest of the guys on here, they're not really well known. They are good filler fighters, up and comers, young, young and hungry kids looking to make a name for themselves. So definitely, it's going to be a great card to watch. But really, we're looking for the two, the main event and the co-main is really what we're here for in this one. The Inoue brothers, that's who's heading this one up. So that's what it's going to be about. And if you guys can wake up at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you get to watch it too. So we can't forget, Cedric, we need to remember that fight is going to be included in next week's knockout of the week, right? So,
All right.
That's how it's going to go.
All
Guys, you guys want to touch on anything else in the boxing world before we get out of here today?
No, that's it for now, man. Just looking forward to this weekend's of fights.
I was just going to ask you guys just real quick, especially you, Cedric, being the coach. What do you guys think of Anthony Joshua's move, getting Robert Garcia in his corner?
Interesting move. I mean, you never know how the fighter's going to respond till the fight happens. I get Robert Garcia. He's known to be more of an offensive coach. So I don't know, man. That's out of all the names, I wasn't expecting him.
Neither was that.
So I don't know. I'm really not sure what to make of this. So sometimes when a fighter loses, even though Joshua lost before, but so I don't know what made him think that he needs a coach change now. That's the question that I'd want to know from Joshua. Why does he feel now that he needs a coach change when he lost before and had a rematch and did very well in that rematch? Well, I'm just wondering why he believes he needs a thing now. So I don't know what to think about this coach change. I'd like to know more from Joshua why he chose that.
Joshua said that the reason why he's done this is because he was encouraged to ditch his corner team and come up with a new strategy to beat Usyk. And he admitted he is happy with his new coaches, and Garcia's addition has been invaluable to his preparations. But the main thing is a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, and he's in a good place. Garcia is actually here now, and and he's said they're just working on a few things. It's not about changing style as such. Garcia's style might be a crouch down, bob and weave, but he's a 6-foot heavyweight. So he's wants to try a different style. He wants to mix it up, and I don't know the drastic change though. It was a weird step to see. I didn't expect it, but I guess he believes that Usyk has his number no matter what, with his old corner. So I guess he's really trying to come through with a big victory here by changing up his whole team. Is what it is.
Interesting. Have any quotes from his coaches, some of his old coaches?
No, you know what? I didn't even look. I wasn't really interested in
it. I'm not too sure whether Rob McCracken's been vocal about the issue or not. I also know he's retaining Angel Fernandez as part of his team. You'll probably remember a couple of months ago, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, he announced Angel Fernandez as his head coach, effectively promoting him from assistant to head coach. And then now he's brought in Robert Garcia. I don't know what AJ is thinking. It's kind of almost undermined Angel Fernandez already before the fight's kicked off. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens in July, early August.
Is there a schedule for that fight yet? Date for it, I mean?
It was going to be July 23rd, but it's probably going to be put back a week or a fortnight, or maybe even a month.
Speaking of scheduled fights, I hope this is more true than just rumor speculation, but Crawford and
for October.
Close to, yeah, you heard it too. Oh,
yeah, October in Vegas. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I might just book my ticket, man.
Oh yeah.
But joking aside, man, that's the fight that, for me, that's in men's boxing. I think that's the second biggest fight there is.
Yeah.
And that one's scheduled for what day?
October, allegedly.
Allegedly October, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That's going to be a great one. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
Yay! We got something to look forward to in the fall, folks.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely.
For the record, I'm going for Spence.
Yeah, I mean, I like both guys equally, but I just think Spence has the slight edge, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Spence.
I would agree.
Come on, guys. We don't have to sugarcoat it. We all know Spence has the edge. Come on. Like, let's be real. Let's be real, man. Do I have to hype you up for this fight too?
Now listen, hey, Crawford was the only person. Crawford was the only person to stop Porter, right? Even Porter, Porter hurt Spence later on in the later rounds.
Yeah.
Crawford stopped him.
True. True. But Crawford was vulnerable. He got hurt off Kavliauskas in his fight, and
that's what I said. He got hurt by Gamboa. Crawford got hurt by Gamboa, who's like came up.
He got hurt by Gamboa as well, and for me, Spence is bigger and stronger than those guys.
Yeah.
And for me, Crawford gets into the zone when he switches stance to southpaw, and I think Spence has already got a tailor plan for that.
Oh yeah. I think it's gonna be a great fight, man. I'm super excited for this one. Hopefully, it gets underway by October. I can't wait. I don't want to wait a whole other year to see this one. Well, guys, I think we've touched on all the boxing for the weekend and early in the week. So I think we should get out of here. Ray, always a pleasure, brother. Why don't you shout out and let all the people know where they can find you, brother?
Yeah, guys, I'm on a channel called Between the Ropes TV. You can find us on YouTube. We're similar to the setup you guys got here at Talkin Fight. We do interviews. We're starting going to go to actual fights and get some footage from fights. We're going to be interviewing boxers backstage. We've got our own shows where we're reviewing fights and previewing fights. But tomorrow, I don't know how it works. I think we're 5 hours ahead of you, ahead of you. So tomorrow night for the Joe Cordina fight, we're doing a live watch along. That's going to be at 9:30 UK time. So if you do your best,
1:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 1:30 Eastern Time. So just find us on the channel, click the link, and you can watch us live. And we'll be, doing our show whilst myself, Josh, and Scott, our co-presenters, are going to be watching the fights. So on the zone. So it's real good. It's real picking up, getting a lot of views, getting a lot of subs. So we're doing really, really well. So guys, give us a like, subscribe, and give us a watch on Between the Ropes TV.
Excellent. You heard it there, man. Ray, Between the Ropes TV. Check them out tomorrow. Do the watch along, 1:30 Eastern Time. Cedric, it's always a pleasure, man. Loving it. You're back in the den where you belong. Instead of out on the bike, on the streets, out in public. To all the Talkin Fight fans, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Friday Night Panel. If you haven't yet, hit up Talkin Fight, hit that subscribe, like and share. Tell all your friends. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics. Peace.